Thanks for coming to this channel. In this video, I'm going to be making a holiday dinner with roast beef and vegetables out of the Power Air Fry oven, so stay tuned. We appreciate you watching this video. If you want to show support to this channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. And to stay up to date on new content, when we release it, ring the notification bell. You can also visit us on our website or look for us on social networks. Now let's get into the video. All right, thanks for coming back. Right now I'm going to show you how to season it and tie it up. I'm going to truss it up a little bit so in the Power Air Fry oven it's going to stay round. It's going to hold its shape a little bit better. And also it's going to save some space for the vegetables, which I'm going to put in the bottom tray, the catch tray, where all the juice is going to run. So let's get started here with the tying. I'm going to bring in the camera so you can see how I tie it up and use the rotisserie rods. Garlic and some Italian seasoning, a little salt and pepper, and some onion powder in there. Also some butcher's thread here, or some food grade thread that we're going to use for tying it up. So you're going to need quite a bit of this, and you can always cut off what you don't need. So just going to take that off. I'm going to tie a loop into it. So you have a loop so you can tie it. It makes it a little easier to tie it up here. So I'm going to move it this way here and send the string through. Okay, bring it all around. Get it nice and tight. You want to get it nice and round here. Okay, and then I just kind of hold it as I come across, about 2 inches or so, 1.5 inches in between. So I go around twice, and I hook it through this way here. Okay, hook it through. Go another 2 inches. Okay, and rotate it around a couple times. Loop it around. Comes across. Okay, tied nice and tight. Okay, and I'm holding it with my finger, if you can see that. Holding it here, and I'm bringing the thread around this way here. So it's coming around here a couple times, then comes through. So it comes through this way here. Okay, then I'll loop it back. And again, this is just, it's not going to help cook it at all. It's just to keep the shape of the roast beef. This one here is a small one. It's almost about 2 pounds, just small enough for a couple of people, maybe 3 or 4 people. So this is just enough to keep it stable. And I'm going through, as you can see. I'm going through here. I'm going to loop around on the inside again. And this should hold it pretty tight here. Not super tight, but you want it so it doesn't open up on you. And I think I'm going to add another one here, right at the end. Yeah. So here, go across, and then just tie it off. And the way I do that is just bring it past the loop. Just bring it past the loop here. Okay, wrap it around again and through. Okay, and then I do a second one just for security. Okay, and just gonna cut off the remainder, put that in. So this is what you have. It stays nice and round at this point here. So it maintains its shape, because as it's cooking, it tends to relax a little bit, especially on a rotisserie. If it relaxes too much, it may come off, it'll spread. This here will help it stay in place. Also, I kept a lot of the fat in there because in the rotisserie, it's going to help baste it. We're going to season the outside with a rub, and the inside, again, I'm going to try to infuse some of this garlic seasoning into it. And for size, we're going to use some baby potatoes. She's already cleaned, washed and cleaned, and some baby carrots. Again, this is enough of a dinner for 2 people. maybe 3, 4 if you have a couple of small children. We're going to see how this works out. Now when I come back, we're going to put the rub on and hopefully get it in the oven. I'm going to start seasoning it with some pepper, some salt, some Italian seasoning, some paprika, and some onion powder. So I'm going to rub that all over the outside of it, put it in a bag and in a container, and I'm going to put it in the fridge for about a half hour, 45 minutes or an hour. The longer it sits, the more it's going to marinate in that, the more flavorful it's going to be. So let's start seasoning here. Okay, I'm actually give it a little bit more olive oil just so you get a good coating on it, and I do have some fresh garlic around this. Okay. Okay. And some onion powder. Put that all the way around it. Some paprika. And again, I'm not really measuring, I'm just trying to coat it. You know, if I was to guess, I'd say, you know, probably a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of it. Okay, I'm using a little extra of this Italian. This is my homemade Italian seasoning. It's got basil, some mint, some rosemary, some oregano, all from the garden here. So, and we want to add a little bit extra salt on here. I'm using the Himalayan salt. Here. Okay. Okay, and a little bit more black pepper on the outside. And I'm just going to make sure I get all this garlic here on it. Okay, press that all in. Okay, I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm just going to put it in a Ziploc bag here. Okay, and in a container. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to it while it sits marinating. Okay, rub. Okay. I'm going to close this up, put it in the fridge for about a half hour to an hour, and then we'll get it on the rotisserie rack and into the Power Air Fryer oven with the rest of that stuff. Okay, now it's been a couple hours since it's been in the fridge. I've taken it out, and we're going to start assembling the rotisserie. And basically you take one of the forks, slide it on till you see that hole match up here, and then put one of these screws in there to tighten it in. Okay, then you take the end of the rod, this rod, and you go right through the center here as much as you can. Okay. Make sure that the fork is actually puncturing the meat. That's what's going to keep it from rotating on the rod. So I'll take the second end, slide that on. Okay. You slide that in until the hole on this side lines up. Okay. And then put the screw into that. So it holds it in. I want to make sure they're kind of tight, so it should hold it in nice and tight. And it's going to rotate this way here. So now I'm going to take this, put it in the rotisserie part of the oven. Okay, now for the vegetables, going to go real easy. Just going to coat them light olive oil, a little bit, just to get a little bit of coating on them. The way I'm going to set these up in the Power Air Fryer oven, these are all going to sit in the bottom rack, so I'm not worried about too much liquid. A lot of the liquid that's going to come off the rotisserie, off the roast beef, is going to drip into that pan, and it's going to help cook it and season it and make it real flavorful. So not too concerned about flavoring here. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of paprika. Okay, some black pepper. And again, I'm not going too heavy on this because it is going to be picking up a lot of the flavors from the roast beef drippings. And we can always season it later. Okay, and some of this Italian seasoning. Okay, so I'm just going to roll these around a little bit, get them all well coated. Okay, good enough. Now I'm going to get these into the bottom rack. When the rotisserie is going, again, it's going to cook this all at the same time. So I'll see you at the PowerXL Air Fryer oven. It's going to go in this way here. One end, the left side goes in first, then the right side pops right down. Okay, so as you can see, I was able to get the potatoes and the carrots on this bottom tray. I've got them oiled and seasoned from before. And at this point, we're going to put this in here and make sure that it doesn't hit. It shouldn't hit, but hopefully keeping it tied is going to hold it tight. Otherwise, I'll have to just move the carrots over a little bit. Okay, like that. Okay, so we're going to get the air fryer closed. Start it up. We're going to use the meat setting, and that's set for 25 minutes. I'm going to go 30 minutes. I'm going to go 45 minutes, and I'm going to check it in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to see how it looks. Okay, and don't forget, turn that rotisserie button on. That's this one here. So I'm going to turn that one there on, and you can see it starting to rotate. Here we go, coming out. Okay, looks good. It's about 145 degrees. I'll let it rest for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll cut into it and I'll show you what it looks like. I just let it sit for about 15 minutes just to cool off and let the juices just reincorporate into the meat. I'm going to cut into it and see what it looks like. I took it out at about 145 degrees. Took this piece out at about 145 degrees. It was about 35 minutes or so in the oven. So it's not too bad for about a 2-pound piece. So let's cut into it and see what it looks like. See, it's got a nice crust on it. This looks a little well done here for me, but that's okay. It definitely looks juicy. So I'm just going to cut a few slices here. Okay, so you can see it's actually very juicy. It's coming out pretty good. This is well done. If you're medium to well, if you want it less, obviously keep it a little less than that. But about 35 minutes is what got this to medium to well. So I'm going to plate it up and we're going to give it a taste. Let's give this thing a taste. It looked like the potatoes and the carrots came out really well. They cooked up nicely. The beef, a little more well done than I like it. It's a medium to well. So I'm going to take a slice. I made the gravy with the drippings that I got from the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to grab a potato, grab a carrot, and let's give this a taste here. It's actually pretty good, nice and flavorful, not bad at all. Let's try these carrots. Carrots, fantastic. So this came up pretty good. I mean, if you want to make a nice roast beef dinner for your family or just for yourself, this unit will definitely do that for you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Place your comments at the bottom if you have any, if you have any recommendations, or just like to let me know if you tried it and how it came out for you. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video.